We accidentally caught a dude stealing our entire front porch display at Thanksgiving dinner. My roommate was FaceTiming his family around the dining table when he suddenly goes, "Wait, why is someone loading our pumpkins into a truck?" We all pause mid-bite. I look up from my plate and through the front window, there's this guy in a Home Depot vest just casually throwing our decorations into the bed of a pickup truck like he owned them. The corn stalks, hay bales, the massive pumpkins we'd spent an hour arranging that morning, all gone. His movements were so confident, so casual, that for a second I thought maybe we'd hired someone and just completely forgot about it. My other roommate is already at the door before I can even process what I'm seeing. "Dude, what are you doing?" The guy hears the voice, freezes mid-throw, and then panic just floods his face. He jumps back into the truck cab and just sits there, gripping the steering wheel. He doesn't drive away. He doesn't run. He just sits there like a kid who got caught sneaking cookies, hoping that if he stays still enough, we'll somehow stop existing. We walk out onto the porch, and he slowly rolls down the window. His hands are shaking visibly now. He starts stammering about how he works for the decorating company and was there to swap out the display, except it's November, at 5 p.m., on Thanksgiving, while we're actively eating inside. The entire story makes zero sense, and I think he knows it because his voice gets higher with every word. Someone runs inside and grabs their phone to record. The guy sees the camera and his whole body tenses up. He's still sitting in the truck bed surrounded by our stuff, now surrounded by 4 of us, all asking questions at the same time. His leg starts bouncing so hard he's practically vibrating. He keeps adjusting the Home Depot vest like that somehow makes his story more believable, but it's not working. Not even a little bit. My friend leans against the truck and just asks, "Did you really think nobody was home during the biggest eating holiday of the year?" The guy's entire face crumples. He goes from defensive to completely defeated in like 2 seconds. He admits everything. Saw our cars gone that morning, we'd actually just moved them to the street for parking, thought the house was empty, and genuinely believed our porch display looked nicer than what his boss had asked him to steal from the neighborhood 2 blocks over. That's when we all realized what he just said. His boss asked him to steal decorations. Like, this isn't some random guy deciding to rob us. This is part of his actual job. Except here's where it gets wild. He was just freelancing on the side, upscaling his theft without permission, thinking he was being helpful or entrepreneurial or something. He'd apparently been doing this for a couple weeks, stealing nicer decorations from random houses and swapping them out for the cheap ones his boss was supposed to deliver. In his mind, he was improving the service. We keep him there talking, mostly because we're stunned and also because we've got video evidence now. He tells us his boss runs some kind of seasonal decoration rental business out of a storage unit, and they've got regular clients who expect certain setups. Except apparently the boss is just stealing from people's porches instead of buying inventory. The guy in front of us had been hired to do the actual stealing part, and he just decided, you know what, I'm going to steal better stuff instead. The cops showed up 40 minutes later and found him still sitting in the truck, our stolen pumpkins stacked behind him like evidence at a crime scene. When they called his boss to verify the job, things got really interesting. The boss had no idea who this guy was. No idea. Apparently, the guy had been hired under the table 3 weeks ago in a parking lot by someone the boss knew, and that person had given him the vest, a list of houses, and basically disappeared. The boss had no record of him, no paperwork, nothing. So here's the thing. This dude wasn't even a real employee. He was hired by a middleman for a cash under the table gig that the actual business owner didn't even know existed. He'd been out here stealing decorations as a freelancer for a boss who didn't know he existed, working off a list that might have come from anywhere, and he genuinely thought that stealing nicer stuff than he was told to steal would somehow make everything better. The cops weren't even sure what to charge him with at first.